Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something you might not have heard before. The greatest war you're facing right now is not on some distant battlefield. It's happening in your mind. That's where the battle is. And if you're not aware of it, you're losing. And so part of getting clear on your vision, part of getting clear on what you're trying to do in the world is to make sure that you're okay. Your mind is a battleground. Everything you do, every choice you make begins in that small space between your ears. And guess what? That's where the fight starts. Right there where you think you're just drifting. But in reality, you're in the middle of a war. You think you're in control? Think again. If you don't master your mind, someone else will. Here's the thing, your thoughts are powerful. You might think you're just having a few random ideas throughout the day, but I'm telling you, those thoughts are shaping everything. They create your actions, your behaviors, and ultimately your destiny. You can either let your thoughts run wild, or you can take charge. You can either let the negativity take hold, or you can rise above and dominate. The choice is yours. But it starts with taking responsibility for your mind. But here's the kicker. The battle in your mind is a silent one. You don't see the enemy, you don't hear the shots fired, but make no mistake, it's happening every single second. The lies, the doubts, the fears, they're constantly bombarding you, trying to distract you, trying to break you. And if you're not paying attention, you'll find yourself stuck in a cycle of defeat. That's how the enemy works. He's quiet, sneaky, and subtle. But don't be fooled, he's relentless. So, how do you fight back? How do you win this battle? Simple. You control your thoughts. You're not a victim of your mind, you're the commander. You dominate it. You do not let the negative, the fearful, the doubtful thoughts control you. Instead, you renew your mind every day. You flood your mind with what's powerful, what's pure, what's aligned with your purpose. It's a daily fight, but here's the truth. You are built to win. You are built for this. Resilience doesn't mean you avoid the fight. It means you face it head on, knowing that every battle is a chance to grow stronger. Every time you overcome a negative thought, every time you push past the doubts, you're building your spiritual muscles. And the more you win these internal battles, the more invincible you become. The enemy will attack, but you will stand firm, unwavering, unbreakable. There's a divine strategy at play. When you align your thoughts with purpose, with destiny, with a higher calling, you are unstoppable. That's the ultimate weapon. When your mind is in sync with your purpose, with the bigger picture, you become more than just a survivor. You become a conqueror. And let me tell you something, victory is in sight. The war is not lost. You are not out of the fight. In fact, you're on the edge of a breakthrough. The victory over your mind, over your thoughts, over the enemy is within reach. But it's up to you to grab it, to rise up, fight back, and take what's rightfully yours. Your mind is the key to unlocking your future. So, are you ready to fight? Are you ready to conquer the greatest battle of your life? Your victory is waiting, but it starts with you mastering the battle in your mind. Don't let anyone, not even yourself, tell you that you can't win. You've already got everything you need to dominate. Now go out there and claim it. Listen closely. The most crucial battle of your life is not fought with weapons or on distant soil. It's fought right here, in the confines of your mind. It's a silent war that you can't see, but you sure as hell feel. Every single day it rages on, whether you're aware of it or not. And here's the truth. If you're not paying attention, if you're not actively engaged in the fight, you're already losing. Every thought you have, every idea that enters your head, is either advancing your victory or leading you into defeat. The mind is where it all begins. Your future, your success, your happiness, even your spiritual growth, it all starts here. So why are we so careless with it? Why do we let negative thoughts, fears, doubts, and distractions control us? This is the battlefield. You think you're just daydreaming? No, you're strategizing or you're surrendering. You think you're just passing time with those thoughts that pop into your head? Well, let me tell you something. Those thoughts are soldiers in the war for your mind. And they either work for you or against you. Everything you've ever done in your life, every decision you've ever made, started with a thought. Everything you're going to do will be shaped by what's happening in your head right now. You think you have no control? Think again. The minute you stop being deliberate with your thoughts, the battle is already lost. The enemy knows this. The enemy doesn't need to show up with armies or bombs. All he needs to do is plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity in your mind and let them grow. If you're not vigilant, those seeds will take root. And before you know it, you'll be living in a war zone of your own making. This fight is real. And whether you realize it or not, the consequences are massive. You can be winning the external battles, accumulating success, achieving goals, but if you're losing in your mind, everything else is irrelevant. You can't outrun the mental war that's raging within you. It's time to realize that the biggest, most important battles you'll ever fight are the ones in your own head. So ask yourself, are you fighting for your future, or are you letting your mind dictate your life? This is the war that matters, the one that determines your destiny. And let me tell you right now, there is no neutral ground. You're either winning or losing. There's no in between. It's time to wake up and realize that the battlefield isn't out there. It's right here in your mind. Your mind is not just a place where thoughts come and go. It is the foundation of your reality. Everything you see, everything you experience, every success and failure in your life all starts with a thought. You might think your mind is a passive space, just a collection of random thoughts and ideas. But let me tell you, your thoughts are far more powerful than you realize. They are the builders of your world. They shape your actions, your behavior, and ultimately the path your life will follow. The power of thought is the most untapped resource you have at your disposal. Every moment, every day, you're making a choice, whether consciously or not, about what to think and believe. You're either planting seeds of greatness or letting weeds of negativity take over. Think about it for a second. When you wake up, what's the first thing that hits you? The thoughts that flood your mind will determine how you show up for the day. If you wake up with a mindset of power, gratitude, and possibility, you walk into the day ready to conquer. If you wake up with doubt, fear, or frustration, that's the energy you carry with you. And I'm not talking about just thinking about something once and moving on. No, I'm talking about the deep, consistent thoughts that linger, that keep cycling in your mind. It's those repeated thoughts that become beliefs, and those beliefs become the reality you live in. What you think about determines what you do. It's as simple as that. You cannot rise higher than the level of thinking you are engaging in. Your thoughts define your actions. If you tell yourself you can't, you're right. If you tell yourself you will, you're also right. You cannot outlive your thoughts. What you think about yourself, about the world, about your potential, it will manifest. This is not some motivational fluff. This is reality. When you start thinking bigger, thinking stronger, thinking with intention, you will see the power of your thoughts translate into real-world results. Every result. Too many people walk around as if their thoughts don't matter, as if it's normal to allow negativity to run rampant. But let me tell you something. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. You choose what you let in. You choose what to focus on. Every thought you allow to take root in your mind either builds you up or tears you down. It's your choice. So the question is, what kind of thoughts are you choosing to nourish today? Are they thoughts that empower you, that push you to your greatness? Or are they thoughts that keep you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity, fear, and doubt? The power of thought is limitless. It can either hold you back or propel you forward. And if you're serious about winning this battle, you need to take control of your mind like it's your most precious weapon. Because it is. Every thought you have is either moving you toward your destiny or keeping you from it. This is where the fight is. This is the game. And you, my friend, are the player. The truth is, the most intense battle you'll ever face doesn't come with explosions, sirens, or grand displays of conflict. It's quiet, sneaky, and it happens in the most private place, your mind. This war doesn't announce itself with chaos, it whispers. It lures you into thinking that you're not in a fight at all. The enemy doesn't wear a uniform or march on the streets. No, it's far more insidious. It creeps in through small doubts, tiny fears, and subtle lies. And if you're not vigilant, if you're not alert, it will slowly take control. It won't be loud, but it will be relentless. What you don't realize is that every day you're under attack. The enemy isn't some foreign invader. It's your own mind playing tricks on you. It's that voice that says you're not enough. You'll never make it. You're not smart enough. You're not worthy. Those whispers, that's the silent war. That's the enemy planting seeds in your mind, knowing that if they take root, they will. The enemy doesn't need to come at you with direct attacks, armed with visible weapons. No, the enemy's greatest tactic is far more clever. He doesn't need to shout at you. He simply needs to whisper. And he knows exactly where to aim. Doubt, fear, and lies. These are his weapons of choice, and they are deadly because they are so subtle. They're the silent assassins of your potential, creeping into your mind when you least expect it. Power struggle? There's a silently destroying the water attack. Doubt starts as a little seed planted in the corners of your thoughts. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? The moment you entertain those thoughts, even for a second, you open the door to a whole world of insecurity. Doubt whispers and tells you that you're not capable of the things you dream about, that your goals are too far out of reach, that others are smarter, better, more equipped. That's not true. But the truth is, doubt thinks it has more power than it does. Others are smarter, better, more equipped. And if you let it, that doubt will expand, twisting itself into fear. Fear, which in my experience is driven by fear to take over. Fear is the next step in the enemy's plan. Fear doesn't just come from the big things. It often manifests in the small, quiet moments. Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of being wrong. Fear keeps you paralyzed, stuck in the same place, convincing you that moving forward is too dangerous, too risky. The enemy knows that if he can get you scared enough, you'll stop taking action. He'll get you to play small, to shrink back, to doubt the possibility of your own greatness. And when you're afraid, you hold back. You hold back your voice. You hold back your potential. You hold back your power. And that's exactly what the enemy wants, for you to remain in a state of fear, never stepping into who you were meant to be. Then there's the final tactic, lies. Lies are the deadliest because they often sound so convincing. The enemy tells you things that you believe. Things like, you'll never be happy. Success is for other people, not you. Or you don't deserve what you're dreaming about. He paints pictures in your mind that are not even real, creating an alternate reality where you're powerless, stuck, and broken. The worst part about lies is that the more you believe them, the more they shape your actions, your words, and your decisions. They rob you of your confidence, they rob you of your peace, and worst of all, they rob you of your belief in your own potential. But here's the secret. Those lies aren't true. Fear isn't real. Doubt isn't the truth. They're simply the enemy's illusions, designed to keep you from stepping into the power that you were always meant to possess. Every time you allow them to take hold, you're letting the enemy win. But the moment you recognize them for what they are, temporary, false, and powerless, you disarm them. Doubt, fear, and lies only have as much power as you give them. The enemy is nothing but a master of deception, trying to convince you that you're weak, incapable, and stuck. But once you see through the smoke and mirrors, once you understand that the true power lies within you, those lies will no longer have a hold on you. They will crumble under the weight of do you understand the power you hold in your mind? It's not just potential. It's pure, unshakable power. Every single thought you have is a spark. And those sparks, when directed, can ignite a fire that burns through any obstacle in your path. You have the power to dominate your thoughts, to take control of your mental battlefield, and turn it into a space where your dreams can thrive. Too many people walk through life acting like their thoughts are beyond their control, like they're just at the mercy of whatever the world throws at them. But that is a lie. You are not a victim to your mind. You are the commander, the one who decides which thoughts get to stay and which ones get thrown out. You can either let your thoughts run wild and uncontrolled, or you can harness their power to build the life you want. First step in dominating your thoughts is understanding that you are in charge. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. The enemy, doubt, fear, lies, they all want you to believe that you're powerless, that you can't control your mind. But the truth is, you have more control than you realize. Every time a negative thought enters your mind, you have a choice. You can either entertain it, let it take root, and watch it grow into something bigger, or you can shut it down before it has a chance to take hold. You have the power to redirect your mind, to focus on what matters, to focus on what's true, and to refuse to give energy to anything that doesn't serve your greatness. Imagine if you started today to dominate your thoughts with intention. What if every time doubt crept in, you replaced it with a thought of power? What if every time fear tried to paralyze you, you responded with boldness? What if every time a lie tried to define your reality, you fought back with the truth of your potential? When you do this, you begin to take back your mind, and when you take back your mind, you take back your life. You are the architect of your mental landscape. You are the creator of your thoughts. If you don't like the direction your mind is taking, you change it. It's not about waiting for life to change or for circumstances to align. It's about deciding in this moment to take control of your thoughts, to dominate them, to make them work for you. When you master your mind, when you dominate your thoughts, nothing, absolutely nothing can stand in your way. The world will look at you and wonder how you're doing it. They'll wonder how you're achieving things they can't even dream of. And the secret will be simple. You took control. You decided that your thoughts were not going to control you, you were going to control them. That's where the power lies. And it's all within you. Spiritual resilience is not a passive trait. It's an active, intentional decision to rise above the chaos, to stand firm in the face of adversity, and to keep fighting, even when it feels like the world is against you. In this battle for your mind, for your soul, there will be moments when you feel overwhelmed, when the weight of life seems unbearable, and when everything inside of you screams to quit. But let me tell you something. That is the exact moment when your spiritual resilience is tested and forged. It's not in the calm, quiet moments that your strength is built. It's in the storms, in the darkest hours, when you have nothing left to give, when you're faced with challenges that seem insurmountable. That's when you need to dig deep and find a strength that goes beyond what you can see, feel, or even understand. I said, it's in those moments of pain, doubt, and struggle that your true spiritual resilience is created.